So Daredevil Born Again came out. They released 2 episodes. I've watched both of them. My first video was on the first episode. This is my review of the second episode. If you haven't watched the first one, go watch the first one. That one I suspect will be more detailed because I have a lot more to say on the first episode than the second one. The second one relieved me because I was super concerned after the first episode. I thought tonally very strange, seemed to have problems with its own identity. It didn't set up characters very well. It didn't set up the world very well. And the flow, I talk a lot about flow on this channel because narrative structure and pacing is something that I like studying. It just was all over the place. Episode 2 kind of made me relax because it made a lot more sense. Tonally was much more consistent. It's, it's a dark tone. It was more or less consistent about it. And the story it's trying to tell flowed into each scene. Like, the scenes weren't disjointed. In the previous episode, I got the sense that, like, the scenes almost felt like in a random order where it just didn't build on itself and didn't have like a narrative through line to carry the audience through. This one I felt did. It has a story. There's basically 2 stories going on here. Fisk's and Matt's. Fisk's is he's running for mayor. He wins. And now he's trying to run the city and also trying to save his marriage with his wife. And that's his story. And all the scenes that he has flows into that. Matt's story is he's still upset over the death of Foggy. That's totally going to stick. He is, doing lawyer things, like normal lawyer things, instead of he has a new law practice with this lady, and there's 2 stories going on with him. One is that he's decided to defend this guy who accidentally killed a cop, and like the entire police force is coming down on him, and he's trying to defend him. And while that's happening, finds out that he's also a vigilante, and that's going to play into that. I assume White Tiger is from the comics. I don't remember him, but he looks familiar. And then his other story is that his law firm partner kind of sets him up with this date with this psychologist lady who is a writer. And I was like, okay, they got rid of Karen Page for this girl. Okay, so why? Like, there's clearly a reason. And then and then at the end of the episode, they pull a full soprano, and it turns out she is going to be doing couples counseling with Fisk and his wife. And the moment I realized that, I was like, oh, this show could be excellent. That idea is so, it's both ridiculous and perfect. I was like, this could be so funny. It could be great. Could be absolutely great. The beginning of it was very serious, but it could be awesome. And then she's also like dating Matt at the same time, so you can start to see the web that they're forming. I'm like, okay, this I'm down for this. This could work. That could work. So that's happening. And those things are kind of connecting into each other, and I'm hopeful that the web they're weaving will have foundation and will work. But I'm hopeful about it. Like, I enjoyed this episode because I just think the narrative flow made sense, which is nice. And its themes were consistent, and what it's about was consistent. And there was a fight scene at the end. It was very limited on fight scenes. I respect the confidence. The story felt a little insecure and unsure of itself last episode. This one, I respect the confidence of only having a fight scene at the very end. Good fight. I enjoyed the fight scene. It was brutal. It was quick and brutal, but I liked it actually better than the bullseye fight. I thought the bullseye fight just wasn't set up. I'm gonna be a bell that never stops ringing about that. I do not like the way it just kind of thrust everything at you at once. The thing that was like kind of silly, part of the plot centers around him finding this witness that saw what really happened in the fight with the cops with his client, and the guy he keeps sending to try to find this guy isn't working. So Matt does it himself and finds the guy. how he found the guy, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I watched it and I'm not sure how he picked that guy out. I hope they explain it like next episode, but it just really felt like he just heard this guy's footsteps, realized this must be the guy somehow, and then followed him home. That's kind of how it read. Maybe I just missed something, but I hope they're going to explain that because I was confused. I would have preferred if there was like a clue that he grabbed on that he could follow through. Maybe there was and I just didn't see it. I thought it was a little strange, but it was fine. I am tentatively optimistic. I enjoyed it. This episode, it wasn't great. No, but it worked and it's setting up things that I think might pay off, and I'm hopeful for that. So maybe we'll see. They're setting things up and I'm hopeful. We'll see if that hope is misplaced. So, what? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If you want to be notified when I review the next episode that comes out, do subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.